Welcome to this deep dive into Babylon, a breathtaking journey into the wild, scandalous, and chaotic world of 1920s Hollywood. This movie takes us back to the era of roaring parties, dazzling ambitions, and the dark price of fame. Set during a time when silent films were giving way to talkies, and dreams were both created and crushed, Babylon unravels the story of people chasing stardom at any cost. In this video we will explore every twist, scandal, ambition, downfall, and drama that shaped the characters and the era itself. In the roaring 1920s, Hollywood was more than just the home of cinema. It was a playground for the rich, famous, and ambitious. The movie introduces us to multiple characters, actors, directors, producers, and partygoers, all with their eyes set on fame and fortune. We meet Jack Conrad, an established silent film star, who is at the top of his game. He embodies charm, confidence, and recklessness. Alongside him, we see Nellie LaRoy, a young, ambitious starlet desperate to make her mark. They represent the core of this era, where every film was an opportunity to rise or fall. The movie highlights the wild parties, extravagant lifestyles, and excesses of the time, showcasing how ambition often overshadows morality. This technological revolution creates chaos in the industry. Silent film stars struggle to adapt, and new talent emerges, hungry to seize the moment. Jack faces the reality of aging and irrelevance, while Nellie tries to navigate this shifting landscape. We witness both comedic and tragic attempts of characters trying to adapt their art to the new sound format. The excitement of innovation is countered by fear, jealousy, and fierce competition. Babylon shows us the bitter truth. Not everyone survives the transition. Nellie's desperation grows as she pushes herself beyond limits, showcasing the dark side of ambition. The story deepens as we see the characters. This technological revolution creates chaos in the industry. The story deepens as we see the characters' personal lives entangled in scandal and greed. Behind the camera, directors and producers manipulate situations to keep the spotlight focused on profit, often disregarding the human cost. Nellie's reckless behavior leads to numerous controversies, impacting her career and personal relationships. Jack becomes a symbol of faded glory, his charm no longer enough to carry him through. Babylon portrays how easy it is to get consumed by the glamorous facade of Hollywood, only to be discarded when no longer profitable. Drug abuse, reckless parties, betrayal, and broken relationships take center stage as the characters spiral downward. This part of the movie shows the intense pressure and loneliness hidden behind the bright lights. By the second half, Babylon intensifies the downfall of its characters. Jack Conrad's career starts collapsing as the public moves on to new stars. Nellie, once full of ambition, faces rejection, humiliation, and personal ruin. The movie doesn't shy away from showing the harsh consequences of reckless choices. We witness devastating moments where friendships break, careers end abruptly, and dreams shatter. The director's portrayal is raw and unapologetic. Every failure is shown in vivid detail, making the viewer feel the pain and regret of the characters. The party scenes, once vibrant and exhilarating, now feel hollow and sad. Babylon makes it clear, in Hollywood, you either rise fast or you fall even faster. As the movie nears its end, it offers a somber reflection on fame and its transient nature. Jack's story becomes a metaphor for all those who lived for the spotlight and paid the price. Nellie's desperate attempts at a comeback fail, leaving her broken and alone. The movie doesn't offer redemption or hope but focuses on the real, often tragic outcomes of ambition without boundaries. In the final scene, the story deepens as we see the characters' personal lives entangled in scandal. Babylon is a 2022 American epic historical drama black comedy film written and directed by Damien Chazelle. It features an ensemble cast that includes Brad Pitt, Margot Robbie, Diego Calva, Jean Smart, Jovan, Adepo, and Jun Li. It chronicles the rise and fall of many characters during Hollywood's change from silent to sound films in the late 1920s. Chazelle began developing Babylon in July 2019, with Lionsgate Films as the frontrunner to acquire the project. It was announced that Paramount Pictures had acquired worldwide rights in November 2019. Much of the main cast joined the project between January 2020 and August 2021, and filming took place in Los Angeles from July to October 2021. Babylon premiered at the Samuel Goldwyn Theater in Los Angeles on November 14, 2022, and was released in the United States on December 23, 2022. It was met with a polarizing response from critics upon release and was a box office bomb, grossing $63 million against a production budget of $78 to $80 million and losing Paramount $87 million. It received 5 nominations at the 80th Golden Globe Awards, including Best Motion Picture, Musical or Comedy, winning Best Original Score, 3 nominations at the 76th British Academy Film Awards, winning Best Production Design, and 3 nominations at the 95th Academy Awards. Since its release, the film has received positive reception from critics and audiences in retrospect. Bel Air, 1926, Mexican immigrant Manuel Torres helps transport an elephant to a bacchanal at the mansion of his employer, Kinescope Studios boss Don Wallach. Witnessing this event rife with sex, jazz and cocaine, Manny becomes smitten with Nellie LaRoy, a brash, ambitious self-declared star from New Jersey. Manny, the son of impoverished Mexican refugees, shares his dream with her, to be part of something bigger. He helps carry away young actress Jane Thornton, who overdosed on drugs with actor Orville Pickwick, having the elephant walk through to distract Partygo. Nellie becomes an it girl, covered by gossip columnist Elinor St. John, who also follows Jack's career. As sound film displaces silence in the late 1920s, Manny skillfully adapts. At Sidney's suggestion, he pitches films starring Sidney's orchestra to Irving Thalberg, and becomes a studio executive. Nellie struggles to navigate sound film's demands. One cameraman dies filming her, and increases her drug use and gambling, tarnishing her reputation, despite Manny's assistance. Nellie, shown to have an institutionalized mother, eggs on her drunken father, and inept business manager, Robert, to fight a rattlesnake at a party. He passes out. Nellie fights the snake, which bites her neck. Fay kills it and sucks out the venom. Nellie passionately kisses her. By 1932, Jack's popularity is waning, but he still finds work in low-budget Metro-Goldwyn-Mayer films. As Hollywood's audience becomes less tolerant of libertine behavior, executives order Manny to fire Fay, a Kinescope title writer, because she is lesbian. While practicing lines with new wife Estelle, Jack is devastated to learn his longtime friend/producer, George Munn, has committed suicide. Elinor and Manny try to revamp Nellie's image and get her into high society, but Nellie lashes out against upper-class snobbery at a party, demonstratively vomiting on William Randolph Hearst. Jack confronts Elinor over her cover story on his declining popularity. She explains that his star has faded, but he will be immortalized on film. Comparatively light-skinned Sidney is offended when studio executives insist he don blackface to assuage Southern audiences' aversion to interracial orchestras. He leaves Kinescope to perform live in black establishments. Eccentric gangster James McKay threatens Nellie's life over her gambling debts. Manny rejects her pleas for help, but later secures funds from the movie set drug pusher/aspiring actor, the Count, and visits James with him to pay the debts. Manny panics upon learning the MO. It was announced in July 2019 that Damien Chazelle had set his next project following First Man, 2018, as a period drama set in the golden age of Hollywood. Lionsgate Films was the frontrunner to acquire the project after distributing Chazelle's La La Land, 2016, with Emma Stone, also having worked on La La Land, and Brad Pitt in the mix to star. In November, Paramount Pictures acquired worldwide rights to the project, with Stone and Pitt still circling roles. Pitt confirmed his involvement in January 2020, describing the film as being set when the silent film era transitioned into sound. 11. He was set to play a character modeled on actor, director John Gilbert. By December 2020, Margot Robbie was in early negotiations to replace Stone, who exited the film due to scheduling conflicts, and Jun Li was also cast. Robbie was confirmed in March 2021, with Jovan Adepo and Diego Calva also joining. In June, Catherine Waterston, Max Minghella, Flea, Samara Weaving, Rory Scovel, Lukas Haas, Eric Roberts, PJ Byrne, Damon Gupton, Olivia Wilde, Spike Jonze, Phoebe Tonkin, and Tobey Maguire, who is also an executive producer on the film, joined the cast. 16-17-18 In July, Jean Smart joined the cast, 19 with Chloe Fineman, Jeff Garlin, Telvin Griffin, and Troy Metcalf joining the cast the following month. Filming was originally set to take place in California in mid-2020, but was postponed due to the COVID-19 pandemic. It began on July 1, 2021 and wrapped on October. Shays Castle was used for the exterior shots of the mansion in the opening party scene, and interiors were shot inside the Ace Hotel Los Angeles. The movie Ranch, Blue Sky Ranch, served as Kinescope Studios. Justin Hurwitz, a frequent collaborator of Chazelle, composed the film's score. 2 tracks from the score, Call Me Manny and Voodoo Mama, were released digitally on November 10, 2022, the latter track being used to underscore the film's first trailer. The soundtrack album was released by Intersco. In an essay for/film, Robert Daniels asserts that Babylon is essentially a story of identity and assimilation in early Hollywood, while noting the similarities it shares with films such as The Last Black Man in San Francisco, 2019, Bamboozled, 2000, and Medicine for Melancholy, 2008. Daniels focuses on character Manuel "Manny" Torres and his rise into the Hollywood studio system. In the process, Manuel cuts off ties with his Mexican roots. Though they live in Los Angeles, he never visits his family. He Americanizes his name to Manny, and at a party thrown by William Randolph Hearst, he presents himself as a Spaniard. Manuel becomes intoxicated by his proximity to the white capitalistic greed that governs Hollywood, and partly the American dream of upward mobility, causing him to traverse a tenuous betweenness of identity. Daniels writes that Manny's erasure of his identity is sparked by his fantasy romance with Nellie LaRoy, who represents what he loves about Hollywood: an indefinable magical quality, upward mobility, picturesque happiness, and the ability to permanently define yourself. Daniels also adds that, while climbing the social ladder, Manny contributed to the mythology of Hollywood, recalling one scene where he expeditiously retrieved a camera for a large, destructive set, and a picturesque scene is shot without future film audiences' knowledge of its production, and another scene where Manny pressures black trumpeter Sidney Palmer to don blackface during the filming of a jazz short, so that the lighting on the set doesn't lighten his complexion in the final product. Lisa Lehman of Collider observed that Babylon functions as a rumination on how human beings try to outrun and ignore their innate mortality, pointing to the various nonchalant depictions of death, such as a newscaster's casual account of the suicide of a female Jack Conrad fan, as an especially discernible example of this thematic element. Lehman also pointed to a key scene in the mid-NA. Thank you for watching this detailed explanation of Babylon, a movie that doesn't just entertain but serves as a raw, unfiltered lens into the dark history of Hollywood's golden age. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more deep dives into your favorite films. Let us know in the comments which part of Babylon shocked you the most. Until next time, keep watching and stay curious.
Subscribe to Cineplus Movie Channel, like, share or comment. Thank you.